Hello Blood Bowl fans, I'm here with my match against Jeshi. And Jeshi is one of the admins of the overall Discord channel where we are, which is a multi-gaming platform Discord channel. It's not just for Blood Bowl. He's one of the overall admins of the whole thing. He did apparently also get Lucas Caller and Fallen Glory, our two lords, into the game in the first place, though he does claim to be a complete newbie at the game. The way he played didn't show that. It was a very tense game, and it was very good. But I'm not going to put him down as fresh blood, and I'm not going to put him down as a vet. I'll give him his own title somehow when I'm making the video. Jeshi is playing purple and a hint of pink, which are a Nurgle team, and they're singing Rot Around the Clock. I'm playing Skaven. I'm not a good Skaven coach, I will say that right off the bat. I'm not a good Skaven coach at all. But our boys are playing Rats. Savior of the Universe. Because they can't do grammar. I play Gutter Runner pieces, 2 Gutter Runners with the Rat Ogre when I play Rats. I don't like the 4 Gutter Runner games. Right, coin flip, and good luck to Jeshi and good luck to my Rats. I'm pretty sure I won the toss, and I chose to kick, which was maybe a mistake, but I did win the toss and I did choose to kick, yes. Mostly because he was inexperienced, so I wanted to have the second half to dominate the game. Though his inexperience didn't show too often, to be honest. He's opted for 3 Chaos Warriors, a Pestigore and the Beast, and this is apparently very similar to the game he is going to be playing in Steel next season. It's not the exact same team, but it's a copy of the team that he's going to play, I believe. And some of these names are fantastic, just need to go through some of these. Rainbow Flutter, Cotton Candy Creator, Hugglesworth, Cute Kitten the Third, Flufferwall, Chocolate Blubber Blub, Bubblegum, Sugar Blubber, Bloober Blubber, Cute Pony, and I forgot the Pesticle's name, we'll have a look in a second. He's going to be chasing down the high kick probably. Yes, he is, right in the corner. That's a hell of a kick for the Rats. And Pesticle's called Sonic Rainboom. Jeshi is a very special guy. I like him a lot. He's really quite funny, especially when it comes to naming and the way he talks about games. I don't have a lot of experience playing against him, but I do have some experience talking to him and playing different games with him actually. We've played a couple of other games together, but never Blood Bowl. So his first instinct was actually to lock off the ball. If that's an inexperienced coach, then he has some immense instincts. And he also made sure he moved every piece that was safe to move before rolling any dice. So he's not showing as a novice at all. And can my Rats survive this first onslaught of blocks? It looks like they're going to. One more to knock out. And that's a push, we're fine. We've survived the first round. Oh, yeah, Blitz is gone, so we've survived the first round. And Jeshi has forced most of my pieces to stay in the middle, though I am going to try and take off this corner first and then come back for the ball. That's the basic plan here. Not a very good one when I look back at it, but that was what I wanted to do. And that's a foul appearance on the Rat Ogre. That's my Blitz gone, and also that leaves Rats in pieces that I don't really want them to be in places where I don't really want them to be standing. So I'm going to take 1 block against the Rotter. Just a push. It's a friendly game so far. No damage done, and that's the second foul appearance. The Chaos Warriors, the Nurgle Warriors doing what the Nurgle Warriors should do. And, I forget his name, Sonic Rainboom comes into a safe corner. He's actually going to go down this side, so I'm glad I locked it off. He would have been probably better off No, actually, you're making a good decision going down this side. So, again, if he is a completely new coach, he has some fantastic instincts. He actually made the game very difficult to play. So, I give him all credit where credit is due there. Given the choice, I wouldn't have wanted to have so many rats locked up, basing the Nurgle, but that foul appearance was quite painful, so I had to bring more rats into the fight. And I did want to make sure these two pieces couldn't get away, so I'm not too worried about the 4 that are here. Though maybe I could have moved the gutter runner out instead of blocking with him. That was a safe block, so I don't dispute my choice there actually. It does mean though that I've left a lot of these pieces quite exposed to being knocked out of the game. Though, yeah, she doesn't take all the blocks he can. He actually didn't take the risky one, though he could have hit one of the other 2 pieces with the Nurgle Warrior. No foul appearance this time. I push him out the way, and push him yet again. Just 2 pushes. Not so bad, but it does mean that I free up these pieces that I will use mostly to screen, because I don't want to be based with strong Nurgle pieces. I bring the other gutter runner in as support, because if I want to do any damage, I'm going to do it to these 2 pieces, and I personally think when playing Skaven, that's a KO against Cotton Candy Creator. Sorry, Cotton Candy Creator. I feel so bad punching these guys, they've got such cute names. When I'm playing Skaven, I think that mostly it's about picking your fights, and trying to keep as many pieces off the opponent at the end of your turn. They're the 2 goals that you want, and I'm going to do that here by pushing that piece out of the way. And I follow up for some reason. That may have been a misclick. Or I may have just risked the runner, that's another option. Lineman, sorry. Actually yes, because I can blitz him off. That was a choice. That's a Tentacles. And that's the second Tentacles. These 2 pieces were supposed to come over here, at least one of them. I wasn't going to move out the 2, but I had to try the second one when the first one failed. I actually think I want to put this piece over here, but the gutter runner's taken the lockup instead. Just talking about the Rat Ogre very quickly, my favourite piece in the Skaven team is the Rat Ogre, and it's because of this little rat that is sitting on the Ogre's shoulders. It's the team mascot, and also the team cheerleader, and it's by far my favourite rat piece. I'm not really a big fan of Skaven in general. Too much experience getting slaughtered by them. Both here and sometimes in Mordheim. Because even though they're supposed to die quite easily, they're sneaky buggers and they always get out the way somehow. It's continuing to cage, and it's a very nice cage. It's probably the best way to play with Nurgle against Skaven, because it's going to be very difficult for me to break down the cage. Though, as he's left the beast on his own, he does really stupid, and that's good. That means that these 3 pieces can all come out of base, and they can take their place on the right flank against this oncoming ball carrier and oncoming cage. Now move the gutter runner up in support, which does 2 things. It lets the Rat Ogre pretty safely push this out of the way, and also it gives me a chance to put the ball somewhere if I do manage to steal it. The gutter runner is in a threatening position now, and he's pretty safe there. Pretty safe, not entirely. Could have moved the 2 linemen out before I took the blocks. Probably should have done, but being stuck on the beast wouldn't have been so bad, to be honest. Because I don't want him moving and making my defense harder. And the cage is down, and the gutter runner is out into a position where he can get served, which wasn't the best idea. Though I am going to attack the ball, and I'm hoping that Jeshi is going to try and focus mostly on the ball. I'm trying to use his inexperience here. Let's see what he does. Nurgle Warrior stands up. And Beast doesn't really stupid this time. He takes an early block, and it's a successful one. And one of my rats goes goodnight for 1 turn. One thing I will say for this series, just when we're seeing this all happen, oh no, we're going to get a serve. Yeah, this is where I started to think that the inexperience wasn't such an honest statement, because a lot of new coaches don't see that option that he just took there, and they would have followed up with this piece. What I was going to say though, when doing this series, there's going to be a difference in the approach in games. When I'm playing a coach I've played many times, it's probably going to be a bit more silly, and there's going to be some funny plays and maybe some missions that we have. That's a rotter pickup, and it's a good one. And when I'm playing against coaches that are fairly new, it will almost always be a pretty serious game. Or coaches that I haven't played very often, or coaches that in general are quite serious coaches, then they're always going to be serious games. The game that I'm going to record after this actually was also, well, it was half and half. The other coach is someone I've played many times. Tentacles is doing things this game. The next coach is a coach I've played many times, but we did decide to do some silly things, but it ended up being a semi-serious game, actually, as opposed to totally silly. And block is good enough against the Chaos Warrior, and I can bring the Line Rat in to slow down this charge, hopefully. Push is kind of good enough. Just trying to make it so there are as few blocks against me as possible this turn, and that's good. There's only 4 that are easy. Only 4 is a lot, actually. That's still too many. I think that's the first bit of an experience I've seen, trying to knock out the Storm Vermin too much, but I guess he wants to try and get out here and keep the ball carrier out of harm's way. Though if that is the case, he's just locked off the one place where the rotter can run. Though kicking the gutter runner is good for him, giving him a stun as well, because it means that the rotter can come around here if he wants to. And I have to get off the beast in order to actually get to the ball carrier. Yeah, this looks like this is his goal. Edam is KO'd. I think that's 2 rats out on KO. Yes, it is. And 1 rotter out as well. Luckily, the beast did what it was supposed to do, and he actually moves the rotter onto base contact with my rat, but I can only get a half die on him, so it's not such a bad play, actually. It actually forces me to take that chance if I want to get the ball, and it means that he can get lots of blocks on my pieces next turn, so that's very good play. And Bubblegum is injured. That's one of the warriors. That's good news for me. Oh, it's a pretty bad one though. That's bad news for Jeshi if regen doesn't work, which it doesn't. And I take the 1 die on the Pestigore, trying to get 1 more piece into the fray to get the ball carrier, to make it harder for the ball carrier to escape. I chose not to hit the ball carrier himself. I'm going to make Jeshi roll as many dice as possible this turn. Risking rats in the short run, but slowing down the ball, hopefully, is going to be the result of that choice. Though all the blocks are successful so far, and the ball carrier is completely free just to run out this side or even run out that side. That's even better. I say that's even better. Maybe actually going this way would have been the smarter choice, because, well, no, he's fine either way. The one thing I'd say about that, though, is that it's easier for me to stop him here than it is for me to stop him in the center. Because rats can dodge if they want to, and if Tentacles doesn't do anything horrible. And if the beast really stupids, then that's perfect for me. Takes a reroll on the beast, which is a loner. He rolls the loner, unfortunately. So that means I do have a free rat, and I have a pretty straightforward block on the Pesticle. Move the free rat in first, lock off the warrior. I'll screen off completely, that's even better. And I do take the GFI, which is risky, but it's kind of necessary. And pushing off the Pestigore is good, because it frees up this rat. So he's going to continue the screen. I'm not going to base any piece in this move. And a dodge that is successful. Shouldn't have put it there. I really shouldn't have put it there. But I did. It stops him from getting through easily, but at the same time it does leave way too much space here, and I'm going to have to take some risks in order to get pieces out here. Probably this gutter runner. Though I do lock up the back of the cage as well, so if he does go out, he's going out alone, or he's going out by rolling a lot of dice. Storm Vermin comes and joins. Still too big a gap here. Oh, I actually base a rotter with him. And Gutter Runner is going to try and fill in that last little gap. Though it's too far for him. The rotter can't go too far though, he has to go in this area if he wants to get out. And he has to actually move it because he doesn't have enough turns not to. There, yeah, I have the weak link there. And with that stun, it's now a really weak link. Sorry, my screen did something strange then, I hope that doesn't come up on video. And the ball carrier moves into relative safety and even goes straight for the score. Well done indeed. That was very well done. So, Rotter manages to do his job and from the overexertion pukes up what is left of his lunch. That gives me 2 turns to return score, which is enough for rats, though for me it's hard. I'm not much of a rat coach, like I've mentioned before. Though I will try and get a score before the end of the first half, just to give me a better chance of winning this game, as opposed to simply drawing it. Or in fact losing it. Of course, that's also an option. Though, with me, with I think 11 players, did they both come back? No, with 10 players and him with 9 players, and one more roll to come, so probably 11 versus 10. Being up in numbers is always good for Skaven. Always good. Yeah, I'm going to try and make a gap here. Gutter Runner's going to run right up, and hopefully the ball, without my thrower though, hopefully the ball is going to get to him. And we're going to get a score before the end of the first half. Alright, here comes the kick. That's a blitz. That's not good news for me. That makes the score very hard indeed. And Jeshi of course brings the pieces in to lock off mine. And even the beast can go somewhere annoying, whereas before he wasn't anywhere annoying. Not sure about the Pesticle and the Rat Ogre. That's a pretty nice target for my Rat Ogre. I like the idea of punching him, and it's going to happen. And yeah, the beast comes into a very annoying place. In fact, he's going to go onto the ball. He's even going to put him under the ball, I think. Yep. There is no place that is more annoying than that place. 6+ catch, doesn't reroll it. Good call. Oh, I left a rat behind. I'm sure that wasn't intentional. Though I'm going to pretend that it was. He was supposed to be the ball receiver. Nope, he wasn't. It wasn't intentional, of course. I'm going to get a relatively decent block with a block piece. That's good enough on the beast. And that gives me a chance to get the ball at least. And I'm going to send a lion rat up as mostly a bluff piece, but also a second catcher if necessary. He can score from that position. And Gutter Runner is going to go through this gap I'm about to create here. Didn't need to follow. In fact, shouldn't have followed. But I did. And the dodge fails anyway, so it doesn't make much of a difference. That's the end of the scoring chance. Quite possibly. Beast of Nurgle gets back up, doesn't really stupid. That's good news for Nurgle. And Storm Vermin gets KO'd. That's bad news for rats. It's very bad news for rats. Hopefully he'll come back, because otherwise I'm going to struggle to keep up the punch with them. And Gutter goes down too. It's just a stun though. On turn 8 that doesn't bother me at all. My last line rat is knocked down and Rotter comes to try and stop me from getting the ball. And one die blitz is interesting, which he could have rerolled. There was no need not to really, because he had a free reroll, but he didn't, so Rotter and rat go down. Gutter Run is probably the best receiver now, the best piece to pick up the ball now, though we're not going to see that anyway because I fail a GFI. Oh, I have a reroll. Okay, taking a reroll then, and fail a GFI again. Okay, that was a good time to double skull. That was the double skull. It's the same thing, but snake eyes is what I meant. That was a good time to snake eye. Alright, half times are coming. 1-0 to purple and a hint of pink. The apparent new coach who's been creating a very tense game. 1 Chaos Warrior out, and 1 Rotter remains knocked out. That's good news. 1 rat, my thrower, returns on my drive, and a Storm Vermin stays knocked out. So I'm going to try and score fast to get that piece back, and also to hopefully win the game. So I don't think I forgot the rat to the back this time. I've moved him forward. And I just risk lineman on the line, holding up these 5 pieces, hoping there's no more blitz. Even if there is a blitz though, these 5 pieces are staying still. The kick comes from the Pesticle. It's a high kick, the opposite of a blitz, which is good for me. And thrower can go and sit right under that. What's thrower's name? He's a type of cheese, they're all types of cheese. He's Figaro. Every rat team I've played in this series so far, including my own, have all been named after cheeses, bread, type of food, etc. The next match is going to be against rats as well, and that was also a cheese-based team. Rat Ogre punches and punches good. Cute Kitten the Third. Oh no! Cute Kitten the Third loses a point in strength. That's kind of fitting for a kitten. And of course no regen on Rotters, so he's not coming back. Thrower moves in to make a very, very easy pass. Well, not easy pass with Disturbing Presence actually, but it's a successful pass to the Gutter Runner. And Gutter Runner runs pretty much out of the way. Chaos Warrior can't get there. Nurgle Warrior, I keep calling him Chaos. Nurgle Warrior can't get there now especially. Rotter can't get there, Pesticle can. Obviously not going to take any blocks with the rats. The one bit of experience that did keep showing was his willingness to always use the big piece first, because Loner can sometimes really hurt you when you start your drive with a big piece block. And Nurgle Warrior comes running to assist against the Rat Ogre. Rotter pushes the last rat off the line, so second Nurgle Warrior can come and cause problems in the back. Okay, he's going for short sprint. Oh, and Prehensile Tail doesn't work. Pesticle does his job well, and rerolls, not good enough. Rat Ogre has a good chance to score next turn. Takes his last few blocks, hoping to get an injury probably. And he gets an armor break. And it's a KO, that's both my Storm Vermin out. They're both lying on the line asleep. My turn, I think all I'm going to do is protect the position. Oh, I am going to take a block. Oh, that wasn't necessary. Well, protect the position, take a block, trying to surf this warrior, okay. And then dodging out. Gutter Runner to score. Surf fails. Didn't really need to do that. That was a bit of greed. Didn't get punished though, and dodge is successful. Even the score, 1-1. Well done, Gouda. Or Gouda, depending on where you're from. 2 Nurgle out. The armor breaks have been very much in my favour. Knockout still, that's quite unfortunate. And both my Storm Vermin come back. That's really bad news for Nurgle. That puts me 3 players up with Skaven. Any good Skaven coach, of course, will be scoring in no time. The second time, but I'm not a good Skaven coach, so I'm going to take my time and try and score right at the end. 2-1 is good enough for me. Mostly now I'm going to play keep away, trying to keep the team both teams in a position where I want them to be. That's going to be the primary goal here. And you use Pestigore well in reserve, which is a good call, because Pestigore is quite a scary piece against the rats. And Riot, that makes my job a little bit easier, because I want less turns. That only helps me. Of course, I'm kicking to the Nurgle, so he's not in reserve, he's there to pick up the ball. Of course he is. First block is a push again. These Nurgle warriors maybe need some stronger names, because they really are living up to them at the moment. They're all soft touches. Oops, I spoke too soon. That's a good punch and an armor break against a rat. I spoke too soon indeed. It's just a stun now. He'll be right back. Interesting that Jeshi is staying behind the line here, but that's fine. And Beast all on his own again. He doesn't really stupid though. That's good. Comes in to take on the Storm Vermin. Now that's a good block. And it doesn't follow. He's trying to make it hard for me to get to the ball. This is good play, actually. And even the one die pays off, which is nice for Nurgle. And he locks off my last lineman. I lock up the beast with a line rat, because I don't want the beast going too far, or I'm actually going to punch the beast, I think, yeah. The plan is to punch the beast. I'm going to try and make a slow break through and hope that I can get the Pestigore on his own eventually and take the ball. That's good enough. It only leaves the one piece in touching base with another Nurgle warrior, and the line rat punches the last rotter off, so all my pieces are not based. I'm going to pick my fights though. My fight is going to be on the left, on my left flank. And rat ogre wild animals. Not such a bad thing. He's not in a terrible position. You can get pretty much all over the field from there. And the beast moves right back into space. Pestigore comes into a more sensible position. And a double skull for Nurgle. That's a shame, but it rerolls into something good. And Storm Vermin is getting knocked on his ass. Good enough. And Rotter's coming in. He's taking this flank again. He likes playing down the flanks, that much is clear. I can move this team pretty quickly, so it's not going to be too hard to stop him from scoring, but it is going to be a little bit hard for me to get the ball off him, the way he's playing. Which, again, is very well, especially for somebody who claims to be pretty much a rookie. And that's the first rat injury. That's a really weird thing to say. I was expecting to get pretty pummeled by Nurgle, but I wasn't. No long-term effect, so Tegan will be back next game. Dodge out the gutter runner to screen off this corner. And the blitz works this time against the warrior again. I keep forgetting Rat Ogre doesn't have claw. I keep wanting to say that claw is helpful, but he doesn't have claw actually. And I get a punch on the rotter, getting him out the way. Not going to follow up, because I want to make it as hard as possible for Pestigore to come through. And I picked the wrong fight, obviously, by leaving these two pieces over here. Got to do some dodging here, because I need to lock off this side as best as possible. And I don't need to dodge with him. I can take a 2-die to get him out of base with Nurgle Warrior, and even follow up with the second piece if it isn't successful, which it wasn't. That leaves all my pieces in a box, which isn't so good looking at it, but at the same time it does mean that... Well, actually no, all Pestigore has to do is come over here, get the ball off to the Chaos Warrior, and Chaos Warrior runs out of the way. That was badly played by me, actually. Very badly played by me. Though the dice kind of dictated what happened. Should have left one more piece here, though. I picked the right fight. If he didn't move first, this is a mistake I make a lot as well. If he didn't move first, the pass would have been easier. But he does take the pass. I fail the intercept, but he also fails the pass. So the ball is in a safe position, and it's even somewhere where I can steal it. That was lucky on my end, because I hadn't played that last turn well at all. I shouldn't have this many pieces locked up here. So even though picking a fight is good, picking your own fights is good, that's how you should be playing, don't do it this much. This is overkill, fight picking. That's another wild animal, not going to reroll it, almost never reroll big guys. I am going to blitz the Pestigore onto the ball though, hoping that it scatters in the right direction, which is anywhere but here. And it does, but unfortunately it scatters into my hands. That's not good news. I didn't want that to happen. I'm going to try and protect the ball here though, as best as I can. And also, should have used one gutter as a defense. Kind of realized that as I returned it, obviously. And have to reroll that skull. That's another skull, that's bad news for me. Nurgle has a good chance of taking the... well, not a good chance, but Nurgle has a chance of taking the ball back again. Especially if they bring back the warrior, which they did. Rotta's coming in as support on this flank, and Pestigore of course is taking the blitz to try and get the ball down. That doesn't get the ball down, but it does make it difficult for me to get the ball out. Giving 2 more tense turns for both teams. Decent kick, stunning my Storm Vermin, and Rottos can come in and cause even more problems for my rats. I'm going to have to do some very difficult dodging to make this work. The beast has a good punch, a very good punch, on the Rat Ogre. Rat Ogre is KO'd. That's very bad news for me. I needed that piece in order to successfully get out of this mess. But I don't have that piece anymore, and he can lock up both my gutter runners without much hassle. Though he only locks up one, giving me a small chance to get the ball out. Gutter runner is going to move first this time, because even though I said it's better to pass first, if I fail something, I don't have a piece in scoring position, so that's why Gutter Runner had to move first. My options here are handoff, which is a good one, or dodge out twice, which is pretty much equal. The handoff is really hard, but so is the pass. It doesn't actually make a difference, and the pass fails, and it rolls right into Rotta's feet, which is a chance for Nurgle. We could see a 2-1 win against Rats here from the Nurgle. It just has to go Yeshi's way. He actually does the same thing, moving the Rotta first. This time it's a Sunsport choice because the Rotta's now in range. So even if he does fail this turn, he has one more turn to have a chance at scoring. And blocks are good. Ideally he wants the Pestigore on the ball, but I guess he's going to use this Rotta that's here, because he's not afraid to use the Rottas, something that I very much appreciate, because I like using unconventional pieces to do ball work too. Pestigore is going to tackle, making sure that I have every piece on the floor. He's even going to move onto the ball, which is a very good play. Gives Rotta 2 chances to catch the ball. It doesn't land, it doesn't quite scatter in his favour though. And attempted the pickup. Pickup fails. That's my last out. I feel my best option is Gutter Runner to Gutter Runner, and I am going to take that option. Dodge is good. Pickup is not. And we've had a reroll. That's bad news. And ball goes straight into Nurgle Warrior's hand. That's terrible news. Yeah, in this instance, Nurgle Warrior definitely should have moved first. I did try and warn Jeshi of that as well, but he'd already moved when I was halfway through saying the sentence. That makes the pass pretty hard, certainly not impossible, but harder than it needs to be, and it does fail, unfortunately. So the game ends 1-1. For a coach that admits that he is very new, that was incredibly well played. A couple of bad plays for me as well, but overall, that was very much made difficult by the way that my opponent played, this apparently new opponent. Jeshi is one of my favourite guys in the community. He's a lot of fun. We always have nice conversations, and he's a pretty funny guy. He does a lot of the funny things in the Discord chat, even though I don't always react to it, I always do see it. So touchdown against touchdown, 1 each, 14 armor breaks against 5 armor breaks, 1 pass that was successful against 0 passes that were successful, but there were quite a lot of attempts at passes that game. I don't like statistics, let's ignore them. And yeah, of course the Beast himself got man of the match, which is great news. That puts him, whoops, didn't want to do that, sorry. That puts him 1 out of range of a level up, and my Gutter Runner got man of the match, which is also good news, because Gutter Runners are one of the best pieces, one of the easiest pieces to level up. Figaro is the thrower, he got 1 from his throw. Gouda is the other Gutter Runner, so he got 3 from his score. And Abundance is the Rat Ogre, and he managed to do 2 injuries, getting him 2 points away from a level up. That is a good first round group of SPP for me in a 1-1 game. And Blubber Blubber, I'm pretty sure, was one of the Rotters, and Sugar Blubber was also, I think, one of the Rotters. So, yes, this was the Rotter that scored, and this is the Rotter that did damage to one of my rats. So, good game overall, and it'll be interesting to see if next time I play with Skaven, I can do better, and it'll be interesting to see how Jeshi does in the league itself. I wish him luck in his division. Thanks for watching, guys. That's all for this game. I will be following very close, very soon, hopefully today, with my game against Chris J, which was my orcs against his rats. Thanks for watching. May Nuffle smile on you all. See you soon. Bye-bye.